My name is Michael Zarek. I'm here at the Monon Trail Sale.
Say that 10 times fast.
Monon Trail Sale. I don't know.
Okay, no.
Organized by Amanda and Indy. She invited me to sit here
now I'm on another camera.
and talk to people.
Yeah. I'm Annabella.
Thank you for, you skipped I was going to ask what your name is, but you got there.
I don't know. I'm in front of people at work. I do public speaking. It's fine.
The first thing you said to me as you walked up was, I am unwell. You did not say your name. You just said, I am unwell, and that was it.
Well, because I knew I would want to talk to you, and then maybe this would happen, and then it did anyways.
Okay, but
I'm okay now.
The real reason you have claimed to be unwell is because you dumpster dived.
No, don't tell the world.
What do you mean?
Yes, I'm using this vacuum that I
went
love.
Dumpster diving for the vacuum, and you think there was something
in it.
I respect dumpster diving.
No, it's in the vacuum.
Well,
I emptied it out, and then I was like, whoa.
I lived in Moab for 6 months. In Moab, Utah.
Okay, never been.
And living on very little money, and so we would go dumpster diving for food.
Oh, I'm all about it.
Yeah, and I'm not like
I can tell you the
eating
spots here too.
Rotten food.
No, me neither. Usually,
but there's a lot of food we waste, and you can repurpose it or eat it. Yeah, I don't know. That's what. Yeah,
like
I'm
every time
diving.
my best friend's over there, and every time I hand her something, she's like, "Where did it come from? Is it purchased or is it found?
Is it like you're a dog and she's like, spit it out?
Yeah, drop it.
Drop it. That's so funny. So are you allowed
So you were
to
like
say,
living on a budget, doing the whole thing.
Oh, extreme budget.
But it's not like I'm on a
like
budget. I just like to
$100 stipend a month.
Wow.
With housing.
Wait, was it like a study thing?
It was like a nonprofit work thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I was
not
building
like
houses.
Peace Corps, but
building houses.
That's even better.
It was Peace Corps adjacent, but not Peace Corps.
Yeah. I've always been interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I should do that. Put my energy towards it.
Yeah.
No, I put my energy towards work anyways. So.
Are you allowed to share what you do?
Yeah, I'm in the programming department in the public library.
Okay.
So
we respect librarians here.
Well, that's the thing.
You're not a librarian.
Yeah, I'm a library worker. Let me do my,
push
my glasses up. No, it's fine. But we create and we teach 2-hour-long programming, classes for adults. They're all technology focused. It's getting pretty interesting. We're doing ones even about like, how do you recognize AI? Like,
oh, trust me, I know
literacy
a large amount of adults
seniors
who need to. No, not seniors.
Well, I mean everyone.
People my age and younger who need that training.
Yeah. So, but anyone can come. I mean, even a teenager can show up. We don't care.
Yeah.
But I go to all the branches. That's the fun thing. I get variety.
Yeah.
I get to drive my little car and hang out with my coworkers.
We're
in the
anti-car here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What car?
Literally the Monon.
Is it like
there.
an IPL car?
No, it's just my car, but I get mileage.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Which library branch is your favorite? Okay, that's a harsh question. Which one?
No. I mean,
do you
I can
get the
answer.
most participation at?
Ooh, most participation. I mean, Southport. They have a big crowd. It's like.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Southport.
I never would have guessed that actually.
They have good attendance. Their staff, I feel like it's a pretty good community there. People show up, but. Yeah, Glendale is huge. There's a big community room. I'm all about the facility. I'm like, this room is nice. I know all of them now, all 25. So I'm like a library pro.
25
branches.
There's 25?
Yeah. Have you been to Central? Yeah.
Central Library is the GOAT.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So
I've never
gun in my head. Yeah,
I've never been to the one over here in Broad Ripple. I always go to Glendale.
The College Avenue branch. You should visit it because it has a big fish tank that's in like half a pirate ship.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, the fish tank is sick. There are only a couple really good fish tanks. Yeah, I know too much.
Well, I mean, you go to all of
them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting interesting. Growing up, did you want to work for the library?
I mean, my mom's always been a librarian, but then people are like, oh, you're all artists and you get library degrees and this is what you do. I don't know. I'm still more on the art side, I guess. She still makes art too, though. Don't get me wrong. But she's a real librarian. She works at Southport now. Yeah.
So I'm gonna hard pivot.
Okay, do it. We ran out of steam there.
No, I'm just thinking.
Or I did.
I don't know. I figured. Let's see. I was gonna ask a question about the Monon. So you don't use the trail systems at all?
I go with her occasionally. I live over by Pogues Run Art and Nature Park.
Ooh.
Funky. But the path, everything is getting built out over there, like a protected trail and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope that I can get myself outdoors more and actually use that trail.
Let's go.
Because it's almost built. Like, it's getting there. The construction has been horrible, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. What's your neighborhood called? Is it
It's
called Pogues Run?
Otterbein,
Okay.
but it's just north of Little Flower.
Okay.
And they are also opening up the edge of the park. I feel like I do want to tell the world about this. There used to be a fence around the edge of the park. Why? We didn't know. It was rude of them. And they took the fence down. Yes, tear the fence down. So now you can walk through the park, which is a loop. And you could go out into the world from the corner. Oh, I should know that street corner.
So what is
I drive
like,
it every day.
what's the best part of your, is it Otterbein?
Otterbein. I don't know.
I've never heard of such a
I
neighborhood.
know, it's made up.
What's your preferred thing? Like, do you enjoy living there?
I do. I mean, we got our house. My boyfriend and I, we bought our house in 2020.
Yo,
It's been almost 6 years.
let's go.
And it was cheap.
Dope.
And our neighborhood is chill. It reminds me of the
I don't know the
neighborhood
feeling
grew
of
up
seeing a
in.
cheap house.
I know. Well, it's not a thing anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
But back then, we got a total steal of a deal. But it reminds me of where I grew up on the west side here in Indy. Like the near west side.
So you're from Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
Like high school?
Yeah.
Ben
The
Davis.
classic-
When
Ben Davis?
Listen, when I say Ben Davis, people are like, oh. Like,
My wife,
they're
Anna
like, "Can you
Darling,
twerk?"
went to
I'm
the
like,
Career Center at Ben Davis.
no way.
She studied.
They tried to get me to like go to the Ben Davis University, go to the Career Center. No, I was in IB when it was still a thing. I was in like AP.
That's International Baccalaureate?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for knowing that.
I know a lot of random stuff. I
You
don't know.
do. I do too. But yeah, Ben Davis and I went to IU Bloomington, and that's where I met my best friend.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 31. Why'd I have to think about that?
What'd you study at Bloomington?
Yeah. Digital art, BFA with. I keep pointing at my best friend because I'm just so.
What is
it's
their name?
Her name is Madison.
Okay, thank you.
And she's the best person in the world, probably. Sorry, no offense. I know I just met you.
I know
but
there's other people
there
in
are
the
other
world.
people out there, but sorry
but
to
this
them.
is the best one.
Yeah, I found her.
Losers. So I'm surprised that we never crossed paths.
I know. Wait, did you go to IU?
I went to IU Bloomington, and I
Yeah.
was around. I don't know.
I probably saw you.
I've had
around.
multiple
Were you
people-
involved in the WIUX? No.
Like the radio?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
My
Swing and a miss.
my roommate. Why am I forgetting my roommate's name?
I
He
do
lives
that
down the
too.
street. Help!
Huh?
What's his name?
Oh, psh.
Anna.
I'm no help here.
What's my roommate's name from college?
Oh, stop. That's horrible. No, I'm kidding.
Ethan. Ethan Gill. My roommate Ethan Gill did a late night radio show. He would go
That
in at
sounds
like
a little
2 in the
familiar.
morning and like
Yeah, our friends would do the late night. Joseph and Matt Peterson and amazing people met
Yeah.
at the dorm. We lived in Collins, if that tells you anything.
that. Okay.
checks out,
Wait,
right?
do you know
Maybe.
Aaron, not Miles anymore, Aaron Heist?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She was
Are
an
you
RA at
31?
Collins. I'm 30.
30. Okay, perfect.
I was an RA at McNutt.
Wait. Whatever all those nicknames were we used to say. McButt. My mom, listen, it's interesting. My dad lived in Briscoe. My mom lived in Teeter. It's like Skater Boy or something, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. They lived in like the normal dorms. They were normal people, but they're all artists, you know. Everyone in my family is
How
an
dare
artist.
you say normal dorms? All the dorms are
Well,
normal.
I'm saying in comparison to Collins. I'm so sad. I went back for this alumni thing. They tore out those big wooden wardrobes. It was like they had these wardrobes built into the wall.
In
It
the
was my
dorm
favorite
rooms?
part. Yeah.
Oh, I
in each
never
room.
went into a
And they
dorm
took
room.
them out and they put AC in there. I mean, you know, period.
I was
but, and they have elevators now. That was much needed.
yeah. Before she was known for being deeply problematic. J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, yeah.
Collins always reminded me.
Yeah,
of,
everyone
like,
says it's Hogwarts.
Hogwarts
yeah.
land. And
Yep.
they used to have
It
the
still looks
best
like that.
like Sunday brunch or whatever,
Yeah.
like Saturday.
I don't think they really do it anymore. Yeah, it's totally different.
Everything's dead to me.
What can I say? It's all different. Now we just sound like we're like the unks in the corner or some shit. It sucks. No, I still love Bloomington.
Okay. Oh,
I don't
we don't
know.
have to wait.
No, this
We're
is
just
great.
Literally
I mean, I could do this all day,
literally-
unfortunately,
This
for you.
is not the normal format for the podcast.
I'll just
but
say, prednisone is one hell of a... No, I'm kidding. This allergic reaction got me a new life here.
So, before we
Okay.
end, is
Yeah, sure.
tell me one thing that's been on your mind recently? Anything? Maybe about Indianapolis, maybe not.
Oh. I mean, I just went to a show at Dear Mom, and I'm like, I gotta get creative again. I'm already creative.
Dear Mom, like the bodega?
Yes, absolutely.
They do shows?
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain this to me?
Yes. I will shout out one of my favorite bands. It's a duet. It's a duo. It's called Hen.
Hen.
Yes. Hen Dance Academy. Best show ever at Dear Mom. I'm so inspired. I went 2 nights ago. And I ran into friends, and it was just a great creative experience. It's just wacky. It's just, I don't know how they come up with this stuff. And I've always loved them for several years. So I was fangirling hard, you know. But I'm like, yeah, I have all the supplies. I have the tools at my disposal. Like, I just want to create more, and we'll see if I can get myself to.
Dope.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You know?
You have the library at your hands.
I do. Yeah.
There's a lot of the
I have
library.
Cricut machines. I have Adobe software.
You have a 3D
and you don't
printer?
have to pay for Adobe because we have it. Don't let me go into promo mode. Actually, there is one more thing I'll say about the library, though.
No,
Canopy. The app Canopy.
What's that?
Oh, if you're a movie person, you gotta have Canopy. Do you have a library card?
Is it like Libby for movies?
Okay, you said the word Libby, so I assume you have a library card.
Yes.
Good. I was gonna freak out, man.
You think I wouldn't have a library?
I was gonna flip. I was gonna throw this behind my back. No, Canopy, Kanopy. It's a streaming service. You can visit as a website as well. Plug your library card in. You get 30 tickets a month. Last night for Pride, my mom and I watched But I'm a Cheerleader. Best movie ever.
Wait, when
it
you
was
say
only
tickets,
2 tickets. It's like a monthly. It refreshes every month.
Okay, so it is like a
It's
Netflix style thing.
I mean, they have good selection.
Sure, but
you just use your library card.
But when you say tickets, it just means like credits to watch.
Yeah, credits to watch stuff, but no ads. So
I understand.
And that's what I might end with, because honestly, at the end of the day, Canopy is a big thing I think about.
Every time you say Canopy, I just like, it sounds like cannabis, and I'm just
Oh no,
like, ma'am.
matcha's better than that. This matcha though.
You are a white girl.
Oh. Yeah.
Annabella.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Wait, what's your name again?
Michael. Oh my God. You said
I know your handle. I know your
your
at.
content, but I don't know who the fuck you are.
I know your Third
Which I
Space
respect
Indy.
deeply.
Right?
That's me.
Third Space Indy, folks. I wanted to cheers your mic, but that's weird.
Goodbye.
Oh God, friendship made. Okay, what?
Hello. I'm here with Sarah, the owner of Mass Ave Mudroom in the
Hello.
Factory Arts District,
Yes.
also known as Farts, my favorite thing in the
I
world.
really hate that.
You what? Okay, wait. We got to see that. You asked what we're talking about. We're talking about that right now. What's wrong with farts?
No, it just doesn't really have the best connotation. I do prefer the CCIC.
I find it endearing. Farts.
It is approachable. Yep. It's
I'll stop doing it if it actually causes you pain.
I mean, it's not my building. I just live there.
What does CCIC stand for?
It used to stand for the Circle City Industrial Complex.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Now
it does
it's the
feel.
Factory Arts District.
See, Factory Arts District feels like they're trying to be Carmel-ish.
It does.
Yeah.
We can blame Larry for that.
Who's Larry?
Larry's our landlord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I actually don't know if it's his idea, but we're going to blame him.
Okay, so you run Mass Ave Mudroom, which is
Yes.
a ceramics studio and art space,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
You also have a Pac-Man machine,
We do.
kind of.
If anybody knows how to repair Miss Pac-Man, please get a hold of me, because Miss Pac-Man did not survive the journey from our garage to the studio. And we were just, hoping that she would have been fixed long ago, but she's tired. She's really sleepy. She cannot wake up. So she's older than me as well, so nobody wants to repair her.
That's kind
Which
of
is relatable.
I was like, that sounds kind of dark. So I hope it's well known at this point, but I have an affinity for ceramicists. What type of ceramics do you enjoy doing?
There for a while, I was into making sets. So my whole shtick was tableware. And so like my personal business was named Mimeo Tableware, but had a little life change, and so I had to go in a different direction, and it involved opening up a ceramic studio. So yeah, now I'm mostly into teaching and mostly into building community there, but I do make stuff on the side occasionally.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Thanks.
I like coming in.
Thanks.
When win. Before you were doing ceramics full time,
Mm-hmm.
what were you doing?
Oh, before I was doing ceramics full time,
Yeah.
I was dressed in 19th century garb, wearing a bonnet, pretending that I lived in 1836 at Conner Prairie for 10 years.
Let's talk about this.
Okay.
what what does this entail?
For me, I was like, I'm out of college. I had my own like side cookie business there for a minute. I was like hustling 3 different jobs at the same time. So I was like, I had my own cookie business. I was working at Trader Joe's. I was also writing. I was like a food critic for the Metro Mix. I don't know if you remember that.
Okay,
It was
listen. My favorite.
Mirror Indie.
I have to interject real quick.
Yes.
The reason I love doing this, what we're doing right now,
Yes.
is because when you ask people questions, you just learn the wildest shit, and it's like so good. Not in a bad way, but it's like everyone has this amazing story of like their life, and we always, at any given moment, you're at the end result of years and years of labor that someone has gone through. So like seeing you at Mass Ave Mudroom in what I perceive as successful and like making like a great space for people, it's like there's so much history of like what you're explaining to me is like never would have even
it's weird.
Considered.
Whenever I think about that, I think of like a quote from Steve Martin's biography. He said that Johnny Carson said to him when he was on his show for the first time, Johnny Carson said, "Kid, you're going to use every trick that you've ever learned." And I was like, that is the truest statement I've ever heard. And so like I have had these weird jobs through my entire adulthood, and they have led me to what I have in my toolbox right now. And so like I am able to be a good teacher because I have been communicating with people to a degree. Like I was kind of like an outside teacher at Conner Prairie.
Yeah, that's what you were kind of doing, like role play, but also like teaching in the same time.
Yeah, and then also making all that time too. So like I was a potter there as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing ceramics?
I took my first class in 2004 in college.
That's crazy.
A long time ago. Yeah, but I started working at Conner Prairie in 2012. So that's when I was like being paid to make pottery.
So it's interesting to see like the culmination of like you talking about, I was doing pottery since 2004. I was a teacher at Conner Prairie, kind of. Obviously, you have customer service and sort of business acumen loosely from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, and just that is all just picked up along the way. I'm not a business person at all.
Listen, part of the thing that I've learned over the past few years is that no one actually knows how to run a business.
Yeah.
That's fake. Like, don't believe anyone.
Yeah.
You just all sort of stumble around.
Yeah. Well, what's nice about living in Indy and being a part of the ceramic community is that it is such a sharing culture. And so anytime that I've had questions about something, I can reach out to like easily 5 different people that I know pretty closely, and they have just like massive amounts of advice to offer. So it's just really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been on your mind recently?
What has been on my mind recently?
Stressful or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever is on your mind.
That's a hard question, okay? I think that I'm always trying to be a better communicator. And so every time I teach a class, even if it's a class that I've had or the students that I've had for a long time, I'm always like mulling it over in the back of my head. How could I have communicated this better? So even if it's a good interaction, I'm like still like stewing about it. So like I'll probably be thinking about this later.
That's something I really, so I used to work at a summer camp.
Yeah.
I was really thankful at summer camp. I mean, it's crazy to think about in retrospect, being a 21-year-old who was in charge of like 20-year-olds and also a slew of children, like actual children.
Summer camp?
YMCA Camp Piamingo in Brandenburg, Kentucky, 45 minutes south of Louisville.
Okay.
Yeah. in the middle of Otter Creek Park.
That was a big learning moment, I bet.
Oh, I was a summer camp counselor for 5 years.
Yeah.
The amount of responsibility we give 17 to 21-year-olds in that scenario is horrifying. But no one died.
No one died.
No one died. But just like thinking about the amount of like, I think the biggest theme over the course of those 5 years was like learning how to like talk.
Yeah.
And be like, I have an issue. Can I get help? Or how do I solve it? Or any of that type of thing. Just be
Or
like,
how can I get this person to work with me better?
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Especially, when you're stuck in the same place for 2 to 2.5 months with the same people, you gotta kind of try to get along.
Yeah.
Or at least avoid each other.
Well, I think that like to some degree, to a huge degree, there's got to be like authenticity from yourself, because if you're trying to pretend like you're something else, people are going to sniff that out and they're not going to respect you.
Yeah.
So I think that's been on my MO for my entire existence, except for when I had to pretend like I was another person at Connor Prairie. You know? but
That's
yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you're thinking on?
I don't think
Okay.
so. We can
No.
talk about it later, though.
That's cool.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sarah, thanks for joining me. We'll go to the next person. Goodbye.
Bye.
Do now.
We're
It's a yap session.
I literally have no agenda. It's sort of like I don't know. It's probably not good content, but that's okay.
You got
Real
some
quick,
spare time, though.
into the camera, just say your name.
My name's Tim.
Do you have a last name? You don't have to share it if you don't want.
My name's Tim Kaminsky.
Kaminsky.
Mhm.
That's Polish.
It is,
Okay. It's
but it's like spelled SKE and not SKI.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like it's like kind of a one-off.
Tim, what do you do? Who are you?
I'm a
You're
design
buff.
engineer. Yeah,
Design engineer?
Yeah.
What does that
I
mean?
work out of my basement. Is what it means. I design like turbo.
Do you also
machines.
have a gym in your basement?
No, but
you
I go to
can't-
the gym a lot.
Okay. I can see it.
I go to North Mass a lot. I just
Okay.
stopped at Ripple Boulder. For
You
the
do
first time.
look like a North Mass
and
person.
I was just like looking in, and the guy's like, "You can just come in, and do whatever."
Do you live over here?
I live on in Heron Morton.
Okay, so it
Right
makes
up the
sense.
Monon.
But it makes sense that you go to North Mass because you're closer to that.
I'm like equidistant, so I ride my bike to North Mass,
Mm.
and when this opens in a week or two, I'm gonna ride my bike here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have memberships for both.
They have. That's unique. I think, but I think it's worth it. They've told me that I can come in for free, which I appreciate.
yeah.
I'm just gonna. I probably won't go that much, but I've always liked the idea of bouldering gyms. And North Mass
I
is
like
appealing.
the theory of them, but not the practice.
I'm such a large man.
That's okay.
And my I always use this word and I always feel like it throws people off, which is kinesthetic, which is this knowledge of body movement, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Versus kinesthetic, wait, there's two words. There's kinesthetic and kinesthesia. I don't know.
There's kinesiology.
Kinesiology,
Yeah.
which is different.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say I know the difference.
There's a word that means knowledge about your like individual body movement and body placement, which I feel like I do not personally have, which is why bouldering is hard.
I like it because it teaches me how my body moves.
Yeah, that's
like
kinda
to
what I
do
mean.
Things. I don't know. I like to see what my body can do.
Yeah.
right?
Well, like there was when I lived in Fayetteville, Arkansas, I went to a bouldering gym with a friend who invited me, who had a similar build to me, just like a large dude. And watching him climb the wall versus like my own perception of myself climbing the wall was totally like he moved with grace. And it's probably a thing you can learn if you do it enough. But
When I moved here,
uh-huh.
we moved from Buffalo, New York 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was in National Ski Patrol, and I did that for like a decade.
Mm.
So then I moved here, and that was like my big hobby, and I needed to come up with something new, or else I was going to go insane in my basement.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law said you should check out North Mass,
Mm.
and I still am like scared of heights.
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, if nothing else, maybe I do some like, exposure therapy.
Yeah. Bouldering is
that?
nice because you're not super far off the ground.
But it's far enough. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
scared
yeah,
of heights.
I
Like,
agree.
when you're 15 feet up, that can be scary.
I agree.
And 3 years later, I liked it a lot, and now I coach with the Circle City climbing team. Shout out.
Okay. I see.
And yeah, now it's like It's kind of like my personality. That's like my big hobby.
When did you move to Indianapolis?
The summer of 23.
Oh, so you're also newer.
And I just hopped in, and now I go to stuff on the Monon.
What'd you move here for?
Because during COVID, all our friends moved away from our small town, and we
They
had
were like, I'm out.
yeah. Well, there's a lot of things going on, but like people kind of scattered, and we had a 3-year-old at the time, and we're like, well, actually 2, and that's what kind of made us start looking. And we're like, well, we could be miserable anywhere.
Yeah.
At least we could be miserable in Indiana and be close to my wife's family that lives here. So having family around was like a big thing. So she got a job at IU.
Yeah.
And then I could work from wherever.
I'm waiting for the day someone comes on the podcast and is like, I moved to Indianapolis because it's baller. Like,
I heard great things.
Well, like everyone is like, I moved here for family. I moved here for a job. I moved here for a girl. I want someone to be like, I moved to Indianapolis because I heard, I don't know that.
What did I?
We had Taylor Swift once. So.
My brother-in-law bought me a shirt like the first year that just said, I don't know, it was from one of the gift shops that said like Indianapolis better than expected.
No, seriously, that's the issue. Is
something like that. I don't know.
one there. We need to work on the marketing because it's like I genuinely think this is a great city, but like no one moves here because they want to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like because I climb with people that are like getting out of college and they're like, oh, I'd never live here. I'm going to leave as soon as I graduate. I'm like, I don't know, man. Ask around. Like, I don't think anyone expects to live in Indianapolis. It's not like a dream location.
That's what I mean.
But here we are, enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Chicago, and it's like, yeah, Chicago's very nice and bigger. And if that's what you want, absolutely, that could scratch a different itch.
Mm-hmm.
But Indy's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Especially if you like jump in, live downtown, like don't live in the donut.
Near-ish.
You know, like half of the kids in my team live in Carmel and Westfield and Zion.
I do think that's a real thing. Is people are like, Indy sucks, but I also live in Lawrence or something. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like
and those places are nice too. Like,
Yeah.
they are. We went to Lions Park the other day in Zionsville.
Yeah.
And like it was.
But it's like
really
you're missing
nice.
out on something.
But it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And I wish we had some more of those like parks and things like that, right? Like, unfortunately, if you want to do the sports, you gotta go outside.
Yeah,
of the
that makes
city.
sense.
But that's one of the few downsides. Nowhere's perfect.
Tim,
But
what has been on your mind recently?
Recently,
Yeah, just or whatever.
I don't know. I don't really.
You don't think about anything?
I just think that when the next time I'm gonna go climbing.
Wow, what a man brain. That's the classical man brain.
When am I gonna meet my local niche internet celebrities? That's kind of cool.
They're both here. They're both here.
Like what a day today is.
They'll meet you here. We're both
No,
assholes.
It's okay.
What? Okay. Do you have any desire to like go climbing? Or maybe the question is, do you climb IRL? Like, do you ever go to Red River Gorge? Or
That's on the list.
Okay.
I started climbing with ropes
Yeah.
in the last year since joining the team, and that's been fun.
Because I have a number of friends from Louisville who are like climbing freaks, and they like go to Red River Gorge all the time, and like
I don't think I'll
or
be
a
that.
variety of places.
It's kind of hard. You know, it's like you have a family. It's kind of hard to just like take
That's
a weekend
true.
off because
I
that's a good day trip.
I'm really bad at that perspective, actually. Like having a child, I feel like that's a fault of mine, actually.
It is not a fault.
Yeah, not the not having a child
Like,
part.
it's
Like
a real
the,
mar.
maybe blind spot is the like I just like operate as if like people are free to do whatever. I don't know.
It's a limiter in some ways, but
Yeah.
also I'm like, man, I kind of want to get home and see my family that are just like kind of like chilling at home.
Hell yeah.
I just kind of ducked out because I wanted to see this, and they're like, all right, we'll see you at lunch.
Amazing.
So, what have I been thinking about? I'm thinking about getting home and seeing my family.
There you go. That's
Spend an
how
hour.
cut to that. You're like, okay. One last question that I will come up with in the time that I quit making eyebrows of me. Did you get your eyebrows started? I did.
Did you really?
Yeah. What do you think of my eyebrows?
I don't know what they looked like before.
That's, what do you think? I already asked you what you're thinking about. What do you think Indianapolis is missing?
More grocery stores.
What you said you live in Heron Morton?
Yeah.
That means the closest grocery store to you is probably the one on 16th Street,
Yeah, it's Kroger,
Kroger.
and it's good. And I want
just want more of
because
them.
like I love the idea I get no bigger high than riding my bike to a store, picking up groceries, and bringing it back to my house.
Hell yeah.
It's so good to like run to Goose, the market, and like get a sandwich for lunch and run back to your house.
True.
Getting Kroger. My wife asked me like what I was like dreaming about. I'm like, man, I want to get a rack for my bike so I can put a whole extra large pizza on it. Because like, man, that would be really cool.
I think Anderson has carried a pizza.
And you know what?
Like,
That's like an achievable
sideways.
goal too. I'm like, I can make that happen.
I just held it like a suitcase. You just like hold it on the side, like an Aldi pizza. You just like hold it like this.
And I've got a trailer on my bike, and I only brought that in case I like happened to find something I needed to like bring home in a trailer. It's like freeing to just like bring your bike, pick up something, and bring it home. I think that's awesome.
It's genuinely absurd to me that on 116th Street in Carmel, there is a Neiman's Harvest Market, a Giant Eagle Market District, a Fresh Market, and a very, very nice Kroger, all within like a mile of each other. But for some reason, we can't have that. We can't have
here?
a nice grocery store at all, let alone just density of grocery stores.
Yeah.
Sorry for stealing your time.
No, you're
No.
okay. Oh, but like I do this route in Broderpool, which is like I walk down 64th to the Monon Trail, take a left, go north, go to Perk Up. Nope, lied. Go to Renee's, get something at Renee's because it's cheap. Get a croissant or whatever. And then I go around the corner to the Perk Up. And the Perk Up coffee is not like the best, but it's around the corner from Renee's. So I get a pastry and a coffee and I walk somewhere, either to the canal or home. And it's like, I feel incredible every time.
Isn't that tight?
Yeah.
Like,
I can't believe people
there-
don't want that. There's people out there who are like, I hate that.
me and a couple of my neighbors always think about like what could go in our neighborhood that's like missing. A bakery. Goddamn. 22nd Street. You know where Loco is?
Yep.
You know, like right next to it, there's like, I don't know, it looks like an old restaurant. There's just like a square with a dead parking lot around it, like across from Alabama. And it's for lease now. And it's like, man, it'd go hard if like, I don't want to open. No, everyone thinks they want to open a bakery, but you don't want to actually do a bakery.
So you want someone else to do it.
I understand that, but I think the fix to that is like you partner with Long's, like on 16th, and you sell their donuts out of this, and it's right on Delaware next to Penn and Meridian, and like it's got so much walkability that like just sell their stuff there. Like you just
You
go
just get
pick
like
up,
300 donuts
you
from
just pick
Long's in
them
the
up.
morning.
Yeah, and you just sell them out of there, and like you know like. This is like a deal. Like you work with them. I'm not like franchising it, but like you basically do that.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, that would solve everything. And they just make more and you sell that.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I think that goes so hard.
Well, I just think about like, so Anna just got back from Paris, France, and it's like, and I also think of like Japan. It's like in Paris, France, if there's a long line and there's never a long line because the density is so high, if there's a long line at the bakery, you go like a block and there's another bakery. That's also just as good. Or in Japan, if the ramen shop you want to go to is full, you go around the corner, there's another ramen shop that is just as good, if not better. You know, it's like that type of thing. It's like having that density and the selection and the option also just
you
makes
don't have
it
a
good.
lot. Like Circle City Sweets is really good at the Amp. And I like that.
Yeah.
And they actually do what I just said, which is they distribute out to like Foundry, right? Foundry has their stuff. North Mass has
That's
their
not
stuff.
ice cream?
What?
The Circle City
City?
Sweets?
No, it's pastries. So they'll do like croissants.
Oh, that
and
place. Yes.
danishes and stuff.
I've had that. Their stuff's good.
And they do classes that are great.
Wait, really?
That's another class I want to sign up for.
I didn't know that.
They just had a laminating class the other day, and they like post pictures every month of it.
Wait, that's dope.
They were open for the Bike to 500.
Yep.
They were the only business like there at 6 a.m. And it was glorious to just like get a nice chocolate croissant at 6 a.m. Like it just made me feel alive.
That's funny.
So yeah, like you know, you could even say like instead of Longs, just sell their stuff there. But but Foundry already does that, so like they've already got that game. 16th Street has like tons of good stuff. I wish it was like more walkable and didn't make you feel like you were going to die.
16th Street is horrifying.
Yeah. Carlos did a good job at the Monon project.
Shout out to Carlos, my king.
I think the world is full of people that want nice things, but very few people will actually do the thing. And I'm glad Carlos was of the latter.
Wants to do the thing.
Right?
Well,
it's
he's
so
in Heron.
rare to meet doers.
Well, it's lucky that he also lives in Heron Morton as a doer.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean, it all works. Like Chris
Yeah.
Harwell is the other guy.
Yes.
That, right?
Like really like Chris.
You know, because Chris is another doer, and he likes to do that. And you know, Carlos just met him, and he's like, all right, well, I'll handle the tactile urbanism part. So like that's just every now and then two doers meet, and like shit gets done. But then like you meet people that are like, you know, they'll show up. Like I like to be a show upper.
Yeah.
Right. Like you tell me to go to your project, I'll help paint your street and stuff. But it's not quite the doer.
Yeah.
And there's like people that just talk about it.
And
so,
they just
like,
go, oh, that was
yeah,
nice.
And like, or like, oh man, I wish someone would do something about that.
Yeah.
Like, well, do you go to the meetings? Like, someone's doing this.
There's the constant conversation I'm having recently, which is like there's the dissonance between people's desires and their actions.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean like go to your neighborhood association, but that's like a good step.
Yeah.
You go to that, and then you find out the subgroup. Then you meet the Andersons and and people that actually are like, well, you can just do that thing, right? Just do it. What are they gonna do? Yell at you?
Definitely. I agree.
So that's what's on my mind.
That was a long on your mind.
I don't
but
know.
Tim, thanks for hanging.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you in person. I hate being weird all the time.
Goodbye.
And,
All right. Can you real quickly just say your name into the camera?
My name is Mary McDonough Aguilera.
McDonough Aguilera?
Yeah.
Is that hyphened? Or is that all one word?
Actually, my legal name is still Mary McDonough, and I've never legally changed it. Eventually, it'll be Mary Aguilera, but on all my socials, I like to go by Mary McDonough Aguilera because we got married when I was 34, and I've had my name for a long time, but I also want to take his name. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's not hyphen. There's no official. It's just two long last names.
Definitely. So my wife kept her last name.
Oh, cool.
Her last name is Darling.
Oh,
So
nice.
Obviously, you're not throwing that away.
Yeah, right.
What is your neighborhood?
Our neighborhood is Sobro. Well, what would you call it?
So you live down here?
Yes, near Arsenal Park.
Yeah, that's so, bro.
And we just sold our house and just bought a house 7 doors down.
Oh.
So we're moving into.
You're not even getting a truck. You're just like carrying it down the street.
Everyone says that, but we still need a truck. Yeah. So, yeah.
How long have you lived in Indianapolis?
I have lived in Indianapolis proper since 2024.
So not very long. Wait, where did you live before then?
Before then, I lived in Fishers for 2 years.
Okay.
But I'm from Southern Indiana.
Which is?
Seymour.
We always joke that's my ancestral home.
Oh.
Yeah. So my more extended, the ancestral home of Seymour, Indiana.
I'm so sorry.
So my
There's good people there.
Grandfather and grandmother on my father's side lived in Seymour forever and owned a sporting goods store.
Oh.
So they sold like jet skis and motorcycles and
What
that
was
type
it
of stuff.
called?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Our last name is Zarek.
Oh.
It's long gone.
Yeah.
But so the joke is that it's the ancestral home because my grandparents lived there and they had I think it's 7 kids.
Oh.
So they all went to Seymour. Most of them went to IU. So like very.
That's the common path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or Purdue, obviously. I think I had one uncle who went to Purdue, and all the rest went to IU.
That makes sense.
Or no college, which is the other option.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so Seymour is every time we drive home to Louisville.
I was going to ask where you were from.
Yeah, where I'm from.
Okay.
We get to mile marker 50, and I go, there's
it
the
is.
ancestral land.
Have you been to Larison's in Seymour?
No, I have. Okay,
You've never spent time in Seymour.
The only time I've really spent in Seymour is like going to my uncle's house, who still lives there, and I haven't even been there in probably 10 years. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me about Seymour. You maybe you don't want to. Actually, this is an interesting thing. So you moved. I'm going to pull us along.
Okay.
So you moved from Seymour to Fishers. Did you go to college?
I moved from Seymour to Columbus.
Oh,
Moving
Ohio.
up, Indiana.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you literally just have like
20 minutes north.
leapfrogged north. Did you go to college?
I went to Anderson.
Okay.
But I was a Spanish teacher in Columbus for 4 years.
Got it. And then you went to Fishers.
Went to Fishers, and
now you're in Indianapolis.
Worked in some tech. I worked in tech.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Tinker for
Coffee?
for like 10 months. Because I quit tech for a little bit because I was burnt out.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed my time at Tinker.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also missed making tech money.
Yeah.
So I sold my soul again. Nah, I'm kidding. I didn't sell my soul.
You're like, you're not in like government contract, military contracts, are you?
No.
Okay.
I just panicked. I'm like, oh, someone's going to take this the wrong way.
As long as you're not doing the most you don't have to tell me what you do. We can avoid that conflict. So what compelled you to move from Fishers to, as you say, Indianapolis proper?
Well,
Is it Omar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Omar owned the house.
It's always a woman. It's a-
I moved here for my man. But also I love Indianapolis and I love the Sobro area. I love that we walked here.
Mhm.
We can walk to a whole bunch of restaurants, a whole bunch of local spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your standard go-to restaurant?
Ooh.
Like this
that we
is.
can walk to?
It can be anything. So
Oh.
this is the joke that we always say is that we don't go out that much, but if we're downtown and we want dinner, there's always the competition, which is should we try something new
Or should you go to
or
Bodie?
should we go to Bodie?
I was like, Bodie is the correct answer.
Yeah. So what is your
always.
like standard restaurant? And maybe walk to will help you avoid Bodie.
Okay. Our like, hey, let's go get some good food in a good environment would be 20 Tap.
Oh, really? Over here on 49th?
Yeah.
Or-
well, I don't know the street, but
Okay.
around here,
It's 52nd or 49th, one of the two.
20 Tap. Their food is so good. It's like a good neighborhood bar, good vibes.
I've
Yeah.
never been in there.
Really,
Well, it's right next to Fat Dan's. I like
it is
Fat
right
Dan's,
next to Fat
so I've never
Dan's,
gone in.
which is also solid.
Yeah.
But I just really like 20 Tap's food. It's really tasty and good vibes.
Cool.
I would also say Delicia for like a fancy night.
I've
ever
never,
been?
no, I've never been.
Oh.
It's on the list. I have a very large list of restaurants.
Okay.
I just have been unemployed for an extended period
Sure,
of time. So it's
sure.
like, I'm playing catch up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That makes sense.
What's been on your mind recently?
Ooh. What has been on my mind?
It can be anything.
Well, all kinds of things have been on my mind. I'm sorting through what I would like to delve into. That's a good question. Just been on my mind for just every day, and it gets exhausting. Is just the status of world politics and U.S. politics and
Yeah.
everything going down there.
I'd call that exhausting.
It's exhausting. When I really like that, just to deviate a bit because I could go into that, but here's what it does make me remember why someone like you is important and this third space concept, because I do think we've lost, or maybe not lost, but we lost what it used to be for a third space.
Yeah.
Third space used to be church, which it still is for some people. But I think that one of the things that the church can do really well is community, and I think that we're also disconnected,
Yeah.
and I miss that community. But I also can't really find a church that I am like, oh yeah, I vibe with their values. And
Actually, that's something I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I think churches are like a quintessential example of a third space. But a lot of people that I'm friends with, that I know of, have a lot of like deep set religious trauma.
yes,
So I'm trying to
Yes.
personally like find a church that I think hits all of the points that I needed to hit
Yeah.
for them to come on the podcast. So if you're
Yeah.
that church, I have a couple in mind, but if you're that church, hit me up. I don't know.
I I don't know. I don't know if a church like that exists in Indy. Maybe it does.
I think they do.
For me, though. Like, if I were to
it's definitely a personal thing, too.
It's definitely a personal thing because there are just a wide range of all sorts of denominations, and that's cool. I think that it's tricky because I like the idea, whether Jesus existed in the way that Christians think of him or not.
Yeah.
I like that he cared about the people that other people didn't care about. And he was very intentional about loving people that were like marginalized.
Mm-hmm.
And there are churches in Indy that have that mission, but then I'm just being too picky or something. Maybe I'm like, oh, well, XYZ doesn't align with me.
I promise there's some out there working with marginalized folks.
Oh yeah, for sure. There are 100%.
Yeah.
There are lots of them. But yeah, I don't know. I just we'll see. That's been on my mind though. And but kind of going back to your third space, I'm curious, like with this podcast, what your mission is of this third space. Like, what is, when you call it third space, what are you hoping to do?
What am I hoping to do
With
an end result of the podcast?
Well, kind of, but like, there's got to be some sort of driving force to why you're doing this. And is the third space just bringing people together in a conversation like this? Because that's pretty cool. We wouldn't have talked for this long if you wouldn't have had this.
Yeah, I think that when I look at the world as it stands now, which is post-COVID, so a lot of people have lost social skills as a result.
Yes.
We have removed ourselves from our communities by way of our infrastructure choices, by way of Netflix removing us from spaces like movie theaters, by our Keurig machines removing us from coffee shops. We've created this scenario where we have convenienced ourselves out of community spaces in a lot of ways. We have basically made our lives so nice that we have made it so that we've stopped interfacing with other people.
Yeah.
When you ask what the end result is that I just want to do this, which is show people that there is something to be said about sitting down with someone else, forming a connection, even if we don't see eye to eye on everything, that's okay.
Sure.
But that is how you make social progress.
I agree.
Which is just finding mutual understanding and developing, understanding is a great word, but understanding someone else's struggles and their passions and their desires and needs, and then making decisions together to change whatever outcome you're looking at.
I like that. And that's kind of when I was talking about where the world is right now and just where the US is and everything. I think it can feel daunting, but I think when we do take it at look at it at a micro level, all of a sudden it feels doable. I can get to know my neighbor better.
Yeah.
That's doable.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Important example. A lot of this is actually, I think it's really shameful. There's a lot of people involved in transit policy and urban policy that do not utilize transit or the trailways or ride their bike. But they're still the ones making those decisions. Why are they not
bringing in people that actually use it?
Either bringing in people or making an effort to experience and form an understanding, which is much the same way. How are you making decisions about a space if you're not the one actively using that space?
True.
So that's sort of what I think of in the context of everything.
Yeah. And then when you say that, it makes me think of other examples of all kinds of examples when people who are building policy or building infrastructure are not actually the ones using that. And this is kind of a funny one, but and it's silly, but when you go to any event anywhere and you've got the restrooms, the women's line is always 6 times longer. And I'm like, who built these? Men built them for women. Men aren't using those restrooms. Women should have more toilets in there than men because I should be able
Or
to
we should-
exit at the same time as my husband.
Alternatively, you find ways to make going to the bathroom more accessible for women,
Right,
like
exactly.
quicker, or
Exactly, that too. That's the other piece to it.
give them all funnels. That's the.
There you go. But I mean,
yeah.
that's kind of like a funny example.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Like I think there's all sorts of examples. I like what you said though about the public transit, because there's, I don't know. You think of like even just these walking cities versus not walking cities. Like New York City's got their bodegas. They've got their little corner street stores. Obviously,
Yeah.
Europe is used a lot for those examples too of like great public transportation and also like not just great public transportation, but also little communities that are walkable. And I think that it would be really cool to have more of that in Indianapolis where
Yeah.
it's like, yes, great public transportation. Why don't we have a metro? That'd be awesome.
That's state policy.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Tell me.
Well, I'm gonna try to wrap up, but
Okay,
the last
wrap it
point
up.
here is that at the state level, interurban / light rail and trams have been banned.
Why?
That great question. I don't know why. Because they hate us.
Only in consolidated
Yeah, it's like
counties.
it's like
So only Marion County.
yeah, it's like
It's only banned in Marion County.
they banned it in metropolitan areas.
Really? Dang.
It's like a targeted legislation.
wow.
Yeah. So we have to have that repealed before we can. But yeah.
Wow. This is an awkward question to ask at the end, but what was your name?
My name's Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
You
That's
asked
okay.
mine and I never asked you yours
That's okay.
back because then I was like diving in. So,
Totally.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you,
for joining me.
Michael.
Omar, do you still want to come on?
He said it's all
He's
good.
like, whatever. All right, cool. Thanks for joining
Cheers.
me. Tap.
Tap.
All right. Omar has come around. So this is Omar. Where are you from? Are you from here?
I'm from Indianapolis, born and raised, but both of my parents are originally from Mexico.
Oh, really?
So they met in Fort Wayne, Indiana, of all places, and then they moved here.
Okay, that's the other joke, is that Fort Wayne is the real ancestral home. Not to bring it back to so I'm like second generation Syrian Lebanese.
Okay.
My great grandparents originally moved to Indianapolis, but my great grandparents on my grandma's side are from Fort Wayne,
Oh,
the Bonahum family. So that's like I don't know. It's like, yeah, funny.
wow.
So what neighborhood did you grow up when you were younger?
I grew up in the east side, originally 42nd and Post area.
Okay.
I'm at 38th.
Yeah.
And then we moved out to the suburbs in my middle school, high school days. So I kind of lived there for a while. And then after a while, I was like, man, I want to live around Broadville. So
When did you move down here?
like 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
So I lived in like 2 apartments for 2 years
Mm-hmm.
or so. And then I finally bought a house. And then now we're selling it and moving, like she said, 7 houses down.
Yeah. What's your gig?
My gig, I do. I got an office job.
Okay.
Work from home. Work for a research company.
Oh, for real?
Do purchasing.
Okay.
So I just basically try to save the company money. It's not really my passion. My passion more music. I do music on the side.
Oh,
So
okay.
really-
Yes, you got a SoundCloud. You got a plug.
Well,
I want to hear this.
I'm in a band called Forgotten Tribe. I'm
Forgotten
in a few
Tribe?
bands, yeah.
What's the style?
That was more like a fusion of like reggae, hip hop, Latin. It's just a fusion of things.
Any shows coming up?
We're actually doing a little community block party, I guess, in Hallville.
Oh, for real?
Like 2 weeks from now. We're kind of slowed down with shows. Then we're gonna start doing some recording, get some new music out there. But yeah, so I'm in a band called Forgotten Tribe. I also do my own music as well. Make all sorts of
Do you play
electronic
an
music.
instrument, or are you mostly is the keyboard literal typing your instrument?
I actually do keyboard, guitar. I play drums as well, and pretty much all the rock and roll instruments.
That's dope. How long have you been doing that?
I started playing drums since I was 15, and then I just started branching out
That's so
from
dope.
there.
So I own a banjo.
Oh, nice.
I do not play it, but I really want to. But yeah, it's like sits there and stares at me all the time. Omar, you're wearing a soccer jersey. We are in the midst of the World Cup. The U.S. won against someone. I don't remember who.
Paraguay, right? Yeah, Paraguay.
Okay. What's your team? Is it the U.S. or is it someone else? Are you Mexico?
I do both. Man.
Okay.
Mexico and U.S.
I don't have like
I can't
any.
pick one.
I don't have any like personal. I just, as somebody from the U.S., despite whatever feelings I feel about the government, I just like feel that's like the most. It's like the Olympics. It's like the only time you feel any national pride is like when they're playing sports.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, yeah.
That's funny though.
Who do you think is going to win it all?
Geez, probably one of the top teams out there. Probably like France or.
I saw Isho Speed say he thought Portugal was going to win. I
I
think.
could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with soccer lately, so I honestly don't know. But I'm guessing one of those European.
So you're posing. That's-
Yeah. Actually, no. Guinness is gonna win.
Does Ireland have a team?
They do, but I don't think they qualify.
Not qualified. Okay. Omar, you're living in Sobro. If you could live in any other part of the city, where would you live?
Probably Irvington.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
What do you find
almost
compelling?
bought a house.
What do you find compelling about Irvington?
Just like the community there.
Hmm.
I feel like it's very close. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like they're tight knit over there.
Yeah. And yeah, that was the word I was
Yeah,
looking for.
I got you.
And yeah, we almost bought a house there, but it didn't work out. But yeah, it's like the community out there. I feel like it's kind of similar to Robert. You know, very diverse as well. And yeah.
Yeah. All right. One last question. What has been on your mind recently? What are you thinking about?
Oh man. You even asked my wife this, and I thought about it, and I should be prepared. Not to go into politics again, so maybe recently it's kind of a radical thing, but I've kind of been reading a lot about anarchy lately. Just
You'd like that guy over there too.
oh
Yeah,
nice.
I promise.
Just because I started reading about it more because I didn't really understand it. Because usually when people say anarchy, they mean it's like chaos.
You think
and
chaos, yeah.
But if you actually read more into it, it's actually quite the opposite.
Well, it's more about freedom and like finding ways of feeling like true joy through community building. And
Exactly,
At least
yeah.
that's how I think of it.
Someone on Reddit was like, "Yeah, it's like anarchy is like fulfills human life the most, I guess," and kind of struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still researching about it, and yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. If he's probably gonna sit down with me in a second, but if afterwards, like connect with him, he'd be a good person to talk to.
I like it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Omar. Thanks for joining me. I
you.
appreciate you. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
See you around.
See ya.
Someone was picking up some trash, but good. There'll be less for us to do then. That's what that means. But I'm gonna pick up trash at 3:00.
Sir,
Hello.
real quick, say your name
Hi, my name is Anderson York.
and what are you drinking today?
Tea
What type of tea?
is a pu'er tea.
Pu'er tea. Describe the flavor profile.
Earthy, a little musky.
Can I smell it?
Sure. It's kind of on its last. It's on its last wings over here, but it's.
It kind of reminds me of maybe this is out of pocket, but like soy sauce almost. It's
No,
like-
that's super accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a.
Bye. Good to see you.
So I'd have to remember the label on this one, but I believe it is a 5-year age pu'er. So that means the cakes are mine come in little tablets for like single serve like this, but that usually they're in big cakes that are aged for long periods.
Interesting.
So a lot of my drinking flavor profiles are going to be very similar. Like my favorite beers are usually like rustic saisons that have that kind of earthy, farmhousey kind of, and wine is the same. I like to describe my wine picks as French peasant wine. Yeah. So
Would you say that you prefer like fermented things?
I love fermented
just in
things.
general.
Yeah, between pickles and booze and
how did you
everything.
get into fermenting?
I would forage a lot of stuff and then was like, or grow a lot of stuff and be like, oh shit, what the hell do I do with this? And so like you make pickles, the vinegar way the first time. And then someone on the internet was like, it's real rad fermenting these things. And then you do that. Like, oh shit, these actually do rule.
Pickles, I thought pickles in vinegar were fermented, or is that different?
No. So that is that's just a traditional pickling. You can ferment. Typically what you do is weight of the vegetable plus water or brine, if that's what you're doing. You take the weight of that and then do 2% of that weight in salt. And then that's how you
have
ferment.
made what's the cabbage help,
like sauerkraut
before.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like
it's like the baseline, pretty basic.
It's super easy. There was no like canning or anything involved. No worry of getting what's the word that starts with B?
I don't know.
Botulism.
Butt juice.
Bucky's?
Butt juice.
Oh, butt juice. I have a friend from Arkansas. His name is Drake, and one of his favorite TikToks ever was Drake loves Buc-ee's, like the gas station.
Boosies.
Yeah, he'd be like,
The Boosies.
and he taught his mom how to say it that way.
Yeah.
And so he'd be like, his mom would be like, Drake, did you go to Bussies on the way home from Texas or whatever?
The scale of this chair being larger than you, and then the way that we're sitting, like this is a very Wemby, like Jalen Brunson like look right now. If I look massively taller than
I've
you.
been trying to picture what it would be like to stand next to Victor Wembanyama, and I just think he would
like this.
He would look down upon me no matter. And I'm a pretty tall, large guy, and it's like that dude has got to be huge. This is the question I formulated that I've never asked anyone.
Okay.
Last night, since you brought up basketball, sports, last night the Knicks won. Also, I'm pro Knicks.
You're wearing a Naptown hat.
I'm wearing a
You
Naptown.
are not allowed
Red.
to live in Indianapolis and even reference being a Pacers fan and root for the Knicks ever. That is a rule.
I have no history,
That's fine.
nor do I care about
I'll get
sports
Reggie
enough.
Miller to spite you one day. It's fine.
So the Knicks won, and I like to attribute their win to them receiving a new mayor last year. His name is Zoran Mamdani.
Never
Do
heard.
you think that Indianapolis could have a similar renaissance if we select a new mayor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sports renaissance?
Please, Andrea Hunley, save me and give me a Pacers championship.
And then assign me a new public office, which is just like office of crime.
No. Yes. Andrea Hunley, when you're watching this, because we know that you're watching this, this is your deputy mayor or assistant mayor, whatever it's called, of neighborhoods right here. I'm here. I'm ready, willing to serve.
What can you share some of your qualifications? We'll do a little an application here.
For one, I rule. I am the president, chairman of a neighborhood association that is the premier, coolest group of people in antithesis of all terrible neighborhood associations. And we love bringing people together, and that's what neighborhoods are about.
Does your neighborhood association advocate for the expansion of the Red Line or the destruction of it? Sorry.
Well, our neighborhood doesn't touch the Red Line technically.
Yeah, you're a 19
We're-
bus neighborhood.
My neighborhood association advocates for more frequency on the 19.
Yeah,
is what
move
it
from
is.
so it's moving to 15 minutes this week. It should move to 10.
It's not moving to 15 minutes.
I thought it was.
No, there's no change in frequency on the 19.
That's disappointing. I would also like to advocate for the 19 to get increased frequency.
Orfley is in.
I'm in. I don't know what to talk about. What? Oh yeah,
you've been asking a lot of questions
I've asked
today.
every
Anything else?
question, every person who sat down with me, what has been on your mind recently.
Crime.
Yeah, but you don't mean that in the way that most people would.
No, well, yeah.
Most people are like, I'm afraid to go downtown
No, I want to be downtown more.
to do more crime.
Yeah.
What crime are you looking to do?
I don't know, plant trees in the right of way.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know.
Things that make the wait.
Stuff
Wait.
that-
Where's my water bottle? Things that do more good for the world without permission?
yes, that would be exactly the
Sorry,
motto.
I've got a sticker now.
No, I want to do more good things. Like having a community sale on a trail that technically maybe we should have gotten some city approval for, but also,
Oh yeah, you did get
Whatever.
yelled at about this.
yeah, I
And then I like that you got yelled at about it, and then you told Amanda. So funny.
I got yelled at it because it was advertised as trail sale, and then also Sobro is doing a sale, so
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, this is
So like,
Sobro." putting this
Anderson's
on.
doing something wrong.
Yeah, well, look, I have a history of doing things without permission, and my neighborhood association was listed on the advertisement. So it's an easy, very short line to draw. So I understand. But it was great because I got to be like, hey, chill, for one. For two, everything's fine. Three, I didn't set this up. So
we're sitting in the back of Half Liter in like a little gravel cubby. I guess I'd call it. I have never seen anything happen in this space ever, and I feel like there should be things happening in this little area like all the time.
you just called yourself out for never coming down here. See how it is?
Oh,
There's
really?
actually a lot of things
there's
happening,
things-
yeah.
Okay, well, my bad. Sorry, Eddie Som, don't bring the mafia to me.
The Somfia
Somfia.
will get you.
Also, I noticed that this wall was painted by Megan Jefferson. Shout out to Megan Jefferson, first guest of the Third Space Indy podcast. The only one to be off camera. Which we might resolve later. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't have anything else on your mind. I have a question, which is common. Arsenal Park
Yes.
on between 46th and 49th. Has had an issue recently that you've brought up, which is that people are driving on the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Can you share about this?
Yeah, so we have...
I'm gonna call that. I don't know. You don't even know who they are.
I
Just
don't.
call-
I don't know who they are. They don't rent the shelter, and they don't... so there's no way of like tracking who... For some backstory here, my neighborhood association also does things at the park, and we largely don't rent out the park either. It is our neighborhood. It is our park. It is. I feel as if I shouldn't need to do that.
Yeah,
So
it's like ownership.
yes.
Partial.
So I want to reiterate before I get into this that I fully believe that what is happening in this park should continue, just not with their vehicles. I last night there was roughly 100 cars.
100 cars.
Yeah, we have photos, we took pictures, we counted them. It's in the neighborhood of 100 cars that were not parked around the park. They drove through the basketball court, through the grass, through the whatever, and parked underneath all of these like 100-year-old trees.
That's the main reason they don't do the Broderpool Farmers Market at the park.
Yes.
Because they don't want cars on the grass. So,
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
So I equated it to the same as some of our other. This is, in large part, this is an infrastructure issue. The same as with wide, straight streets that are very easy to speed on. It's when you have a very open, easy to drive into park that has no playground at the moment, no basketball court at the moment, and no operating splash pad at the moment. It is literally just
Grass.
a green space,
Yeah.
essentially. It gets used that way. So it's an infrastructure issue. There are other parks. Canterbury is connected to Arsenal through the Monon Trail, essentially, and Canterbury has these low barrier
There's like
wood
little
fences.
Yeah, like little pylon things.
Yeah,
right?
it's not invasive. It's not like a privacy fence. It's not. I don't see them as inherently bad. They just make it so that I couldn't physically put my car in that park, and that's all I would want.
Yeah.
I still want massive. This was a massive family gathering, and that is what our neighborhood parks are for. Are to have massive community, like family gatherings.
Yeah.
So I want that to continue. The neighbors that were like, their music was too loud. I'm like, it's a public park. Shut up. Like, they are having, like, I don't care about any of that. It's, after sunset, there are park rules. It says you're not supposed to be in the park after sunset. After sunset, then you can have that issue. That's fine. But at 3 p.m., shut up.
I agree.
So, what's funny is we're doing a cleanup today at 3 p.m. to kind of clean up the trash that was left from this. And you can see how this is an infrastructure issue just from this, because there is a lot of trash in this park. There's also a lot of trash cans in this park. But because where they are, they weren't kind of forced or directed towards the area where these things are. The trash was left on the ground, and all of the trash cans in the park are empty. So if we had the ability to stop them from driving into here, and then the space that's available for them to operate their large family function was where all the trash cans were. There's still more trash than what would fit in these trash cans, but then it would at least be like in designated areas instead of just strewn across 100-year-old trees.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what's that fine line I want these things to continue. These are great things.
Yeah.
These are great things in my neighborhood, in our neighborhoods, that should continue. We just need to do them with no cars.
Yeah. A little respect for the space that you're taking up too.
Yeah, it's like bike party happened on Friday. 700 people were in a park.
Dude,
three parks.
You could not fit that many people in that park.
No.
With that many cars. That park is so like less than half the size of Arsenal.
I'm more of speaking just of people instead of like cars.
Yeah.
But there were 700 people in 3 different parks across the city.
Mm-hmm.
That were probably not the same, but a respectable amount of alcohol consumption that was also happening in Arsenal Park. But if you go to those 3 parks, would you be able to notice that this happened?
Mm-hmm.
And even I know that Bike Party sends 2 people on Saturday after Bike Party to roll through those parks to clean up anything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they do.
I should do that. I like being part of the cleanup crew.
It's funny. I like that too. I clean up afterwards 100 times over. You can ask me to clean up anytime. When you email me of why I didn't put out more yard sale signs, I'm just going to send you my Venmo address.
Please pay for my $10 yard sale sign.
Yeah.
That's so good. All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for being out in my neighborhood today.
Oh, yeah. South of 49th. 52nd. South of 4th.
54th.
50.
We are 54th.
Bro, I don't know where I am.
Technically, my neighborhood is that wall over there, but this is technically Meridian Kessler. The Meridian Kessler Sobro dividing line is the center line. If you go on the DMD website, is both of us claim the center line of the Monon Trail.
I see.
This is why I like to do petty things like plow the Monon myself when it snows, but just on the east side of the Monon.
That's crazy. Why are you doing? Okay, not okay. I'm not gonna belabor it. But.
No, the city does it now.
Okay,
so I don't have to. But it was just a thing I did to be petty, and nobody cared. Nobody noticed. Nobody. But it was just like in my head. In my head, historically, my neighborhood is the wrong side of the tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do little tiny petty things that really nobody notices, I can in my head be like, man, that must be the wrong side of the tracks for like the side that didn't get their side of the trail.
My grandma grew up on Washington Boulevard.
Yeah.
And we told her that we live in Warfleet.
Yeah.
Which is across Westfield. And she just goes, when I was a kid, we were told not to go over there. And I was like, that's crazy.
When I was a kid, I grew up at 20th and Kessler. We weren't really supposed to go anywhere. So.
All right, I'm ahead. Goodbye. Bye. This is not the normal format. It's just sort of like whatever. We're hanging out. So real quick, just say your name into the camera, and you can use your last name too if you're comfortable doing so.
My name is Shaianne Magruder.
Wait, what was the last name?
Shaianne Magruder.
Magruder?
Mm-hmm.
What's the origin of that name?
I don't know. I think it's like Irish, but my family, you know.
Are you from Indy?
I am from Indy.
You grown up here your whole life?
My whole life.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
My grandmother lives literally on like Monon and like right near the state fairgrounds.
Okay. What neighborhood did you grow up in?
This neighborhood.
Oh,
yeah.
Like Sobro?
I went to North Central.
Oh, okay.
I also, like when I was younger, I grew up on like the west side with Ben Davis, like Rhodes Elementary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like your hat.
Thank you.
By the way, it's
from the Indianapolis Indians do a Negro League night, which is like how they honor like the historical Indianapolis Clowns, which was an old black baseball team.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. So this is the hat for that that my mom bought me because I was not buying a $50 hat. Fuck that.
It's fire.
Yeah,
I like
great hat.
Yeah.
I feel very Indianapolis when I wear it. So what's going on?
Are you from Indy?
No, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So why are you so passionate about Indy?
That's a hard question to answer.
Really?
I moved here because my wife works for the local news station. She's right over there.
Where does she work?
She works for Fox 59 or CBS 4, whichever one happens to be that day. Mostly Fox 59.
Okay.
I am passionate about Indianapolis because, actually, I think I need to make this distinction. It's not specifically Indianapolis, but Indianapolis has captured my heart.
Okay.
But I think something about Indianapolis, the reason it's captured me in this way is because of the way that there is tight-knit communities all around the city, but you still feel like a piece of the whole.
Okay.
Like people identify, even though...
Like even if you're not from here.
More like even though you're from Sobro or someone from Hawville, like you still, you hold on to that part. You're like, that's Hawville is my neighborhood. Little Flower is my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Broad Ripple's my neighborhood, but I'm still from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I like that sort of.
You're like, I'm from Indy, so.
You're still from Indy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though you still have a deeper neighborhood identity.
Yeah.
And I like that because I think it's sort of like New York in that way, where it's like, oh, I'm from Brooklyn.
Right.
But
they're still like, I'm from the boroughs.
But I'm from New York City also. So I think that's a compelling thing, and it's captured me, and I think there's a lot to discover here. So that's why
cool.
I do what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, while I have a platform, I'd like to shout out. No, I'm kidding.
What do you do? Tell me about yourself.
I play rugby here.
With?
And there's the Circle City Tempest. Tempest, yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
I've been following.
You have.
Do you play with them too? Okay.
They do, yeah.
I think I recognize you actually. Yeah.
We are recently refounded, and we practice and play at Coon Stadium, which is right by those old like baseball fields that have been turned into like housing and stuff like that. But It's a great way to get in the community. It's a rough sport, but it's a good community to like meet friends.
Because the Tempest is a women's rugby team.
Women's rugby team.
Yep.
And if you haven't played rugby, it's like a combination of football and soccer. Is the best way to explain it.
There was a rugby team. I think it wasn't like an official sports team, but it was an intramural at my high school.
Okay.
And I would like go to their games because I always thought it was really cool. And then like when I was in like early college, I learned about the All Blacks in New Zealand and them doing like the haka, and I was like, that is sick.
They are very good. They are the best team.
And then I worked for a software company, and one of our engineers lived in South Africa, and he was like watching the Rugby World Series or whatever it was called, the World Tournament. And I was like, oh, who are you cheering for? He's like, I live in South Africa. And I go, who's the best team? And he goes, South Africa, obviously. And I was like, what about New Zealand? He just like looked at me. He's like, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing rugby?
I've been playing rugby for like 9 years. I played at North Central High School.
Really?
And then I played at IU. I went to IU Bloomington.
Oh, for real? Wait, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What did you study at IU?
I studied, I went to SPIA, and I have my degree in public finance.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, I've been playing for like 9 years, almost 10 years. I play in the back line, which you might not be familiar with that, but like,
no, I have no idea. I have no knowledge of how rugby is played, actually.
Have you seen where there's like a scrum and like people are kind of like pushing towards each other and they're trying to get over the ball? I'm not in that.
You're like, I'm not interfacing
I'm not doing
with
that.
the people.
I'm not doing that. They are in that.
The thing that's always confused me is when they do like, there's like a part where you like lift people up.
Yes.
Is that part of the scrum too? Also, it is. Woo! We're getting windied.
Yeah. Isn't it supposed to rain?
It's up in the air. We'll see.
Okay.
I like to live dangerously.
That's more when there's like a line out, when the ball goes out of bounds.
Okay.
And you kind of like start from where the ball has gone out. And
so you said your role is the back line?
I'm in the back. I'm not in the mess. I
So
just try to run away and run and like and score. But I still, get a lot of contact.
So you're kind of like I'm using an analogy that will connect with people loosely, which is like you're kind of like a wide receiver, but there's no offense and defense.
Yeah, like you don't switch off.
You don't switch off.
We play
you
offense
play both
and defense.
So you're like a wide receiver, but also a defensive player for the other wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
You're just running a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely...
I really don't understand that. Maybe I should come to a game.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. We have... I don't know when, but if you follow the Instagram, we'll have a schedule.
I have been following you for a while, and I am interested.
Yeah.
I am interested in like sports in general. I've been following the women's ultimate frisbee team.
I didn't know we had.
Yeah. See?
Is it with the CCA?
No, this is like an
They're
actual
just,
professional team. They play against other teams from other cities.
Well, I know we have the volleyball team as well.
I think they're called the Scarlet.
Too.
They actually invited me to a game, but I couldn't come. But I do want to come to yours. And then I haven't been to an Indy 11 game or any. I've been to like any local sports other than like the big ones.
Yeah.
Like just some Colts games.
Like
but
Fever.
There's a lot of like smaller, more community focused sports like yours that are a little more low key and fun to attend that I'm interested in coming to.
I mean, we're hoping to grow the sport of rugby, and we're trying to become the like rugby capital.
Rugby capital?
Yes.
That's a big
It
task.
is. And there's a lot of work being put into it, and I forget the guy's name, but who owns Coon Stadium and who recently started building towards that. He's put a lot of effort into it. Do you know his name? What's his name? Oh, that's so bad. But yeah, it's a sport we both love. A lot of people. It's kind of big in Indy.
Yeah. When's your? This is not going to come out till July probably, but when's your like next game in July? Do you know your schedule? That's a hard question.
I don't.
That's such a crazy. Do you guys play throughout the summer?
We do. We play during the summer and then the fall. And our off time is, there's two different like types. So it's 7s and 15s. And right now we're playing 7s, which is just like 7 people on the field and then 15 people on the field. So it's
both of those. Yeah, that sounds like crazy different dynamics.
It's an entirely different game. But in the USA and What'd you say? Press? What's his name? Oh, Bryce.
Bryce Kuntz.
Bryce. What's his name? Last name?
Oh, just Bryce.
Just Bryce.
Bryce.
Shout out to Bryce.
Rugby king.
Yes.
Rugby king of Indianapolis. Okay, so it's on Instagram. It's at Indy Tempest, right?
It's at Circle City
Dang it.
Tempest.
Okay, last question, and we'll
Okay.
wrap up. What have you been thinking about recently?
What I've been thinking about recently? Very particular to me. I recently injured my knee.
Oh yeah.
And I know this is not very deep at all, but
Doesn't
I've
have
been
to be.
thinking about how I need to schedule an appointment and thinking of rugby. I've been thinking about if I'm going to be able to play again, especially if there's surgery involved. But bigger picture, I've also, I've been focused on my job a lot.
What's
We're
your
kind of
job?
in a busy season. I am a public finance consultant
Gotcha.
at Baker Tilly.
Okay.
And we're in a busy season. A lot of work going on.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like public finance, especially right now, people really need assistance finding
Education, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
Cool. Well, thanks
Well,
for coming
you
on.
wanna
What's your
go,
name one more
Margret?
time?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
Nice to meet you.
Circle City
What's your
Tempest.
name?
I'm Michael.
Michael?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would love to come to an event or something like that. I would love to show up.
There's not many events happening right now, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll
Margret.
keep an eye out. Are you gonna come on? Yeah. We'll just transition straight. I won't even stop the recording. We'll just keep going. Bye, Cheyenne.
The dog. Shout out to Moon. There you go.
You say shout out to Min?
Moon.
Oh,
That's Moon.
Moon. I was like, don't shout out Min. They don't need it.
No, they don't.
Hi, Moon. That dog. What type of dog is Moon? Is that your dog?
Yeah, that's our dog. Her name's Moon. She's an Aussie Doodle.
Aussie too.
She's the best.
Cute dog. What's your name?
Margret.
Margret?
Yeah.
That's my mother's name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marnie.
Marnie. I like that
yeah.
nickname. Mine is a little different. There's only one A.
Margre.
Gret.
Oh, Margret.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Margaret. Yeah.
Versus Margaret.
Right. No
Got
one
you.
ever pronounces the extra A anyways.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
I
probably
win
true.
in that way.
So you're also on the Circle City Tempest.
I am.
What
Yeah,
role do
it's
you
one of
play?
my-
You're in the scrum.
I'm in the scrum.
You
I'm in the
say it with
mess.
such shame.
Yeah, I'm in the mess, in the sweaty mess.
Are we running away? Did you buy them? Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah,
Um,
rugby's one of the many hats I wear. So
Yeah. What's the other hats?
I'm currently in grad school for marriage and family therapy.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yep. So
Cool. Where are
I-
you going? Are you IUI? Or somewhere else?
no,
Or like remote
so there's
something?
actually only 2 programs in Indianapolis. And one of them's at Christian Theological Seminary and the other one's at Indiana Wesleyan.
Okay.
So I'm at the Indy Wesleyan Indianapolis location. But yeah, I started my clinical year or whatever in January. So I started seeing clients,
Definitely.
and I'm really trying to figure out how to better promote and support having spaces for queer people that need and want therapeutic services.
Yeah. In the framework of marriage counseling also? Or just
Yeah.
in general?
Yes, I'm very I feel like there's a lack of therapists out there that not only are educated in queer experiences but have also experienced queer experiences and have experienced them in the context of relationships and family, growing up or being older, or even being in mixed racial relationships or families that have multicultural identities. And so I think that a lot of what we learn in school is the relational aspects, but we learn it from a primarily hetero and cis white dominated frame of reference.
You're
So
dope.
I'm how
Yo,
do
shout out to
we-
you, by the way.
How do we do that? You
Yeah.
know? I'm how do we reach
How long have
those
you wanted to
people?
be a therapist?
I've wanted to be a therapist ever since I was 15.
I love that. No, seriously. Were you
I followed
the
through.
Were you the kid that this happened to me too? I was this person where people would text you their problems and you would try to help them.
Oh,
and you're totally
100%.
untrained because you're a teenager and you're
100%. A lot of the times people just really
I wanted
need
to be a
someone
therapist
listen
for
to
a long
them.
time.
Really?
Also.
Yeah. It's never too late.
Well,
It's never too late.
this is like kind of like therapy in a way. Just yapping.
Connecting with people. Yeah, for sure. So I'm really hoping, like, career-wise, I'm still pretty young, but I really would like to learn how do we heal a community rather than just like one family, one couple, one individual. You know what I mean?
fuck
And
with
it's
that.
so relational.
Yeah.
Like, people need people.
Absolutely.
So
People
I really
need third
I've-
spaces. Have you
they
ever heard
do.
that term
They
before?
do. They do.
Um,
They really do. Yeah.
I'm so glad that it's raining and we're safe here.
Yeah. Safe under the tree. Nature
um,
always provides.
Nature. So you said you claim to contain multitudes. What other things are you doing?
So I'm also working. I also work while I'm in school. I work for First Steps, if you're familiar.
No, I'm not. Let's
The
stand up.
scoochy
We'll hold
scoochy?
I'll just carry the camera.
Okay.
Stand further. You'll be the last person. It's actually
yeah,
like
sounds good.
starting to rain.
It's pouring. Yeah. First Steps, Indiana. I'm a developmental therapist.
What's First Steps?
It
sounds like a baby thing.
It is kind of a baby thing. It's for kids 0 to 3 that need like developmental skills. They have developmental delays. So First Steps usually has speech therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and developmental therapists.
Yeah.
So the goal is to basically get the young ones back on track so that the delays they have don't become further delays.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they're home-based services. So I do a lot of in-home things, work with a lot of Spanish-speaking families, immigrant families, low-income families. So it's very grounding for me, and it's very important work. And that's where I think a lot of my concept of like we heal through community and through the person's environment, not through like clinical environments. It's not individualistic.
Yeah.
Like how
Well, I
so
think-
much of the U.S. is.
Well, yeah, we think that like so much healing is found in family.
Yeah.
But historically, like your family was your community because
Yes.
we lived in tighter knit
Yes,
spaces. We lived
yes.
in intergenerational homes.
Yes.
A
A lot
that
of
type of
that's
thing.
moved away.
And
It's not-
now we are isolated in many senses of the word.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Margret, you're dope.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to Margret. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Look me up. I work at the Marriage and Family Clinic.
What's
in
your
Fishers.
so you're also the Circle City Tempest. Do you have an individual Instagram also?
I do have an individual Instagram. So
If you want followers.
Yeah, I will. So my Instagram is Margret Parrott _333. So
Cool.
it's spelled MARGRET PARROTT
_333.
_333.
It's freaking raining,
It is
bro.
pouring rain.
All right. Thanks for watching Third Space Indy. This is the last interview. Thank you, Margret.
Bye.
Shout out Circle City Tempest. Goodbye.